Like we marks. Like
Mick was telling me
much.
not to refer to ourselves as marks because it's apparently a derogatory term.
You can refer to yourself as a mark. Yeah. I don't do it.
But it shows that we have a knowledge of the history because it's from the carnival days when it was a work.
Of course.
That they would have a guy come in and beat some massive bloke. And so we understand that, and we have such a love and passion of this crazy, crazy art form. And I'm an obsessive. Are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm completely obsessed with wrestling. I've read every book that Mick has ever written. Okay. I've seen most of your matches, really, even a lot of the stuff in Japan. I've watched you my entire life, Mick. Let's try to give some tickets away so you can see Mick Foley in person.
Is that tonight?
Is for Friday night.
Friday night, okay.
11:45 at Underworld. As Mick, you're doing shows tonight. And Friday night and Saturday night.
That's right.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to kind of browse around. We're going to step in, do a couple of spots on other people's shows, and it's fun. Like I'm going to break out a story I've never told. I did a little bit of it on a TV spot tonight, and I was like, okay, there's something there.
You're doing Ari Shafir's storytelling tomorrow. I'm doing my TV. I'm doing my gala
Ari
spot.
Shafir's show isn't that just stories about doing drugs? You have those stories?
The show is called I Was So Effed Up, and I said,
right.
I think being unconscious during a match,
oh, yeah, that'll work.
Qualifies.
That'll work.
Yeah, I don't need to be under the influence of anything to do something really stupid. So,
I've seen the Hell in the Cell. I've seen it all. Yeah.
I'll be at Club Soda for the Jason Jones Gala.
Oh, wow. So big stuff. You guys are keeping very busy during the festival. Mick, I know you've got a show in less than an hour and a half now. Let's go to Matt. Matt, where did Mick Foley lose his ear?
I think it was in Germany.
Yay!
Yes, it was.
There you go,
Ding,
Matt.
ding, ding, ding,
you
ding,
have
ding,
won
ding,
yourself
ding.
a pair of tickets to Mick Foley's show. Mick Foley, of course, and Brendon Birds. And the show, I love the title, Good God Almighty. Did JR give a stamp of approval for that?
He did on Monday night. It was a tip of the Stetson to good old JR. Brendon had about 12 titles.
I put it up on Facebook and offered fans when we go to Australia. I said, whoever comes up with the title, I'll see to it that we do a meet and greet with them personally.
Wow.
And a comedian, John Robertson, sent me in. It wasn't me, it was John Robertson. This Perth comedian sent me in 20. 20. What was some of the others?
I wanted to go with Stand Up Kids, Stand Up. Which, I won't even touch on that. You got to go see the show to hear Brendon extrapolate on that.
It's about Ric Flair's acceptance speech, rather drunken acceptance speech.
Hey, come on.
What?
It down.
What, I can't say that?
You could not hear. Let them, let the...
I'm not going to do the bit.
150. Okay, good.
See the chemistry between us?
Yeah,
I love it,
man.
I love it. I guess I'm not going to ask you about X-Pac on Monday night. He seemed a bit...
No, what did he seem?
I don't know.
A little bit. How do you do?
Yeah, he seemed a bit X-Pac-y. I don't
You
know.
know, I talked to him. He seemed
He
good
seemed
to
good,
me.
yeah?
I
Or
mean,
maybe it was just TV then.
it could have been the emotion. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
guys like that who hadn't been back, you thought you'd never see back.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Gunn, there's no reason he shouldn't have been back. These guys seem at home there. So I don't know. He seemed good to me. I
right,
talked to him
good,
for a
good.
minute.
That was such a good feel-good show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And then, for wrestling fans, who isn't excited about a heel CM Punk?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Who
It's interesting
isn't?
to see what Punk might do going forward. And
I get
like
him
it,
versus
man.
The Rock on the mic, him working heel. I'm marking out.
yeah,
I'm marking right out.
It's exciting. Punk can bring back those pipe bombs and really go head-to-head with The Rock. It'd be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. A license to print money, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Mick, were you not responsible for Punk getting hired? I hear a lot of stories that you were one of the main supporters of CM
Well,
Punk.
he had a few of them, though. I
heard you were the man.
I think it was a combination of the fact, and I've never had this confirmed, but I think it was the fact that his two biggest supporters seemed to be going to Vince were me and Ricky Steamboat. And I have to think that when you got these two polar opposites both pushing for this same guy, that there had to be something to it. And I was even pretty vocal when I thought Punk wasn't being pushed the way he should have been in WWE.
Yeah.
The things I say are not always the most popular, but clearly they went with a non-traditional talent, and it's really paid off. And that's the type of guy who has to make the aspiring workers out there feel good. That there is a chance. Everyone should still understand. Like I wrote in a Countdown to Lockdown, you can't let anyone else dictate what being a success is for you, because the chances are really slim that somebody's going to make it, because it's a completely subjective business. You know, it's not like you go out there and you hit 300 as a baseball player and then you move up to division, AA.
Exactly.
And AAA. I mean, it's subjective. It's what a couple people in control want. But clearly there is room for an alternative type of guy. Mick
Foley, it's been a great honor speaking with you. I wish we could do this all night, but you have a show, midnight, Underworld, tonight, Friday, and Saturday. Mick Foley, Brendon Burns. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
There he is. It's Ringside Report Radio. We'll take a short commercial break. Come back with more.
Just heaving against the flesh of the evening.